Reddit, one of the most popular online forums in the world, joins the tank.
As the Reddit guy, I've seen stories like this go viral and do numbers.
You may be Mr. Reddit guy, but I'm Mr. Wonderful. I will humbly think about that.
Are you crazy?
Absolutely. Yeah. Your furry friend does not belong in the cargo hold like a suitcase.
I have 8 dogs.
Woof, woof, woof. Whoa. I lived exclusively on Sprouts for 30 days.
Because you're a maniac, Doug, that's why.
What? Wow.
Can't get too comfortable. Sharks never stop moving. Yeah,
You're gonna be good,
they
don't worry. My first day in the tank was a little scary. I'm here for you.
First into the tank is a brand designed for women warriors.
Hi, Sharks. My name is Maya Nazareth, and I'm the founder of Alchemized Fightwear. Fightwear for the fighter inside of every single woman. I'm here seeking $250,000 in exchange for 5% of my company. Sharks, I'm a fighter. I started training combat sports 8 years ago, and it transformed me from a shy wallflower and turned me into the confident woman you see before you today. But female fighters like me face a major problem. We don't have gear to train in. Imagine, I'm in my regular Thursday jiu-jitsu class. I'm one of 5 women on a mat filled with men. I'm mid-roll, my opponent is choking me, and all of a sudden I realize my entire chest is exposed.
Oh, God.
And I'm completely mortified. That moment makes a lot of women quit. But that's why I started Alchemized Fightwear, built for our bodies and built for battle. Just look at it in action. Oh, wow.
Okay, jiu-jitsu demo.
Exciting.
Let's go.
At Alchemized, we focus on the core 4 fight sports: jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, and MMA. We make gear engineered for confidence. Our hero product, a women's wrestling singlet, does it all in just one garment. It has a built-in sports bra, a high neckline, double lining through the front backing gusset. We also offer rash guards, leggings, and of course, jiu-jitsu gis. Perfectly tailored for the female body. We are redefining fightwear and building a community of women who can find the fighter within them. So, Sharks, which one of you will join the fight?
Great presentation.
Thank you.
Great.
In front of you, you'll find some samples of our products. Thank you so much, ladies.
Your signature piece, which
Ooh,
is
I like that.
is a unitard, correct?
Yes, our core product line is built out of 5 products: a singlet, a grappling spat, a
And
rash
is this
guard,
the number
a
one
gi.
SKU for the company? Like 80% sales?
That's the number one SKU. It's not 80% of sales, but it's probably about 50, and it's growing.
The quality is incredible. It's just so soft.
Thank you.
This
The
is
UFC
beautiful.
doesn't have certain things like this.
They're making what I call shrink it and pink it fightwear.
Sure.
So they're just making
Yeah.
stuff super small and hot pink and
And
calling
then-
it female fightwear.
Okay.
We do seasonal drops that are more designed.
So I've been watching these trends on Reddit around jiu-jitsu for the last decade. Very bullish. I've also seen firsthand many dads talking about putting their daughters into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu earlier than ever. You don't ever want to see your kid in a precarious position, but
Yes.
this gives you the self-defense ability to handle
My
it.
daughter is in
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu right now for that reason.
I also know from my investing in women's sports, Angel City FC, and obviously I'm also married to Serena Williams.
Little name dropping there.
Yeah, you know, I couldn't help myself. So I've spent a lot of time around women's sports, especially the last 5 years. One of the most jarring stats is most young girls drop out simply because of access to sports bras. So it is so bad, and I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Tell us about you.
Sure. So I walked into a jiu-jitsu gym when I was 17 years old. Totally transformed my life. Like, I was a shy kid who had been bullied all my life, and jiu-jitsu helped me discover that I was strong and that I was powerful and that I could learn skills that could help me defend myself.
I love that.
That's a
I
great-
love that.
So Mia, 250,000, 5%. That's a $5 million valuation. You have sales. Why don't we talk about that?
Yeah, so we have 1.8 million in lifetime sales.
Okay.
I started this business when I was a student in university in 2020. We've grown over the last couple of years. We grew to about $300,000 without spending a dollar on ad spend. Last year, we did nearly 500,000 in sales.
What are you going to do in sales this year, and will you make any money?
We're expecting to make $875,000 in sales this year.
Yeah.
and expecting to show modest profitability at 3 to 5%.
Are you direct to consumer? Are you selling through gyms, a combination?
We're 100% direct to consumer right now.
And how are they finding you?
Most of them are on Instagram, and we have a really high engagement rate. Our engagement rate right now is close to 10%. Industry average is like less than 5.
And you've never done any spend on digital, so you don't have a CAC?
So now we're doing spend on digital. Our customer acquisition cost is $32 on an average order value of $157.
How much does this unit retail for?
That unit retails for $90, and it costs us $27 to make.
Can you reduce the SKUs, or would you be interested in that?
So we only build inventory and hold inventory in our core 5 products. Right now, we launch like capsule collections. We launch super limited inventory because I don't want to get bogged down with inventory. And we tell stories around those capsules.
And I like a limited drop. I think that's really smart because it gives a sense of urgency to your customer. Then you can see, like, that was a winner. We sold out immediately. Let's bring that in as a signature product in color.
I love the story of it's a vertical that you've defined with a community, but I don't think you're worth $5 million. And I'm
She might be though, because wait, Alchemy is turning lead into gold, right? So to walk me through the brand of Alchemize.
Yeah. So I want to answer your question about our valuation first, and then I'll tell you about Alchemize.
Yeah.
The activewear multiples right now are 4 to 8x revenue.
That's at a 50 million run rate.
True. Right now, I think we will see strategic acquisition opportunities in this space within 2 to 3 years.
Can you talk about that brand a little bit though? Because you're competing against folks that have built brands that people will tattoo on their bodies. That's my personal benchmark. I knew Reddit was going to make it the first time I saw my logo tattooed on someone.
Yeah.
The important thing is, like, the brand that you're going to have to build is going to have to be something very formidable and compelling.
Yeah, so Alchemy is about transformation. I think it's so much bigger than combat sports Alchemize is. We are for the fighter in every single woman.
Listen, Maya, I love the name. I love Alchemize. Love the designs. I just talked with Alexis because I could tell he had a twinkle in his eye. I could tell he likes this too. And we'd like to make you an offer.
All sharks are still in, and Alexis and Lori are ready to make an offer on Maya's fightwear brand for women, Alchemize.
It would be $250,000, but we're going to ask for 20%.
A little haircut on valuation.
It is. It's a little haircut.
But it aligns with revenue today, and I can't stress this enough, with our combined forces and expertise on the retail front, on the commerce front, and the internet and consumer side. I think it could be tremendous, and most importantly, do a lot of good.
I would love to work with you guys, but I just can't go to 20%. Could you do 250 for 10%?
Would you do 15?
I can't do 15.
What if we do 100, 100, 100? Give her 300.
That's a 2 million valuation.
5 and 5 and 5? Are you okay with that, guys?
Yeah.
I'm a woman warrior. I've got over 95% female workforce of 3,500 women that work with me. I look at you and you have an authentic brand story.
What do you want to do?
I'm a fighter, so I'm gonna shoot my shot. Could we do the 300,000 for 12?
Are you crazy?
No.
I might be crazy,
Are
but
you crazy?
also,
I would have wanted 25%. You got the #1 seller in Shark Tank history. He's married to Serena Williams, and she has the biggest cult following with 95% women working for her, and you're negotiating.
300 basis
promise
points.
you.
It's
Crazy.
irrelevant. It's
When this is a
irrelevant.
billion-dollar business, you will not be
Yes.
thinking, gosh, I wish I had a few
100%
more.
right.
yeah. I would love to take the deal.
Yay!
Thank you. It's so nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
You are so impressive.
Oh my
Good job.
Yes.
I'm such a fan of all of you. Thank you.
Amazing.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, well done.
Yay!
Put Nike on notice.
That's right.
I actually can't believe it. We're about to build a world-class community and movement for the fighter in every woman.
I was born in Fort Greene, Brooklyn, New York, raised outside of Baltimore. My dad was a travel agent, my mom was a pharmacy technician. When I was in like 6th or 7th grade, I managed to convince my parents to make this big investment in a computer. Really, I just wanted it for video games, but my love of gaming got me to want to learn how to code. I'd go to the library and I'd get books on programming, and then once I got an internet connection, everything changed. I could tap into this entire community of people who helped me learn how to code during those years because they would just answer my dumb questions. They didn't know I was just some kid trying to learn. I ended up going to the University of Virginia. I thought I was going to be a lawyer, but I walked out of the LSAT 30 minutes into that test, and I just said, this isn't for me, and decided I was going to start a company instead. I told my roommate, hey, I'm starting a company, I need you to join me. It was right around then that a guy named Paul Graham had announced this thing called Y Combinator. They were taking applications from young founders who had a big idea. We applied, he called, and he told me that they were passing. He said, but we'd like you to, and so if you're willing to change your idea, we'll fund it, whatever it is. It was a $12,000 check, and this was the first round of funding for what would be Reddit. Reddit in its simplest form is a message board, but what it ultimately does is connect communities all over the world. Whether you love your favorite sports team or grilled cheese, there is literally a community for you. After just a year, Condé Nast made us an acquisition offer, $10 million. This is more money my parents were gonna make their entire working lives. I stayed for my earnout. 3 years later, I left. Not long thereafter, I got a call from the Reddit board. The company was in distress. Revenue was like $8 million that year, on its way to zero. The board was asking me to come back as executive chairman. I got an apartment next door to the office in San Francisco, 7 days a week. We had to reset the culture. We had to rebuild the product. 4.5 years later, the business was doing over $100 million in revenue, and it's a $40 billion business today. How are we looking on the marathon fundraise?
All of our VIPs locked in.
After Reddit, I started 776, and this was going to be my life's work. It is part venture fund as well as a philanthropic foundation. We were the first investor in a company called Stoke, a 100% reusable rocket company that is going to compete with SpaceX. You know, obviously being married to Serena, I saw firsthand just how valuable women's sports can be. We have gone on to start companies like Angel City FC, which has set the world on fire in terms of investments in women's sports. Today we've deployed over $1 billion in companies in 5 years. My whole North Star shifted when I had kids, and I want them to be proud of the work I do. I do appreciate how Shark Tank is democratizing access to world-class investors, and I love the fact that it celebrates the grit, the tenacity, the stories. Entrepreneurship is one of the greatest vehicles for change, and I want to be a part of it, inspiring another generation of people to say, yeah, you know what, I can do that too.
Next into the tank is a new way to grow an unexpected superfood in your own kitchen.
Hello, sharks. I'm Doug Evans from New York City, and I'm seeking $500,000 for 5% of the sprouting company. Sharks, what if I told you that you could grow the most nutrient-dense food on the planet in 5 days on your kitchen countertop, without soil, without sunshine, without fertilizer?
Come on.
That, my friends, is the miracle of sprouting. They are up to 100 times more nutritious than the average vegetable. Everyone should be eating sprouts, which is why I started the Sprouting Company. Our countertop system, guaranteed to sprout seeds delivered to your door. 1/4 cup of seeds turns into 5 cups of sprouts in 5 days for under $1 a serving.
Wow.
We're already leading the industry. Sharks, I've planted the seed. Who's ready to sprout this revolution? Let's grow!
Way to go.
Is there caffeine in these sprouts?
Doug, what do we got in front of us here?
Yeah, what's here?
So we designed a countertop sprouting system. We make it for $15. We sell it for $100.
Whoa.
Like that?
All right, now, wait, hold on.
But we're
hold
gonna
on.
eat something here?
We
What are
got
we
it.
eating
Oh,
here?
yeah, you got
what's
food to
happening
eat.
here? Yeah.
So take the smoothie first. That is a sprout smoothie.
It tastes good. It has banana in it, right?
It's very good.
It has sprouted garbanzo beans and sprouted lentils and cacao.
It sounds
Am I
disgusting.
getting protein
but it
in
tastes
this?
good.
20 grams.
I want to eat something that's sprout dense.
So
That's
eat
salad.
the sprout salad. For me,
This is
I
nice.
live
That's refreshing.
exclusively on sprouts for 30 days.
Why would you do
this?
Why would you do that?
Because
You're a maniac, Doug. That's why.
So I happen to grow microgreens in my kitchen, and I do it hydroponically.
Yes.
Here's my question for you. So when I grow them, I have like a little pod, and I put it underneath my little hydroponic lights.
Yes.
And then the water goes in automatically, and in 5 days, I have a giant thing of sprouts.
Correct.
How does this work compared? Like, I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
So how would I use that compared to
So
hydroponic?
literally, you take the jar, you put in a quarter cup of seeds,
Yes.
you soak them overnight, right? And then you rinse them twice a day. And
I
then
don't
you,
need any special light source
no
like
sunlight,
I'm at
no
home.
soil. This is the mystery and the magic of sprouts.
Okay, Doug, it's
Yes.
official.
Okay.
You have become the Shark Tank sprout guy.
Yeah.
Sprout,
Nobody has ever come on here in 17 years with more knowledge about sprouts than you. And I'm waiting for the moment where you spontaneously combust or turn into a sprout. One of these two things is
Hey,
going to
I
happen.
just want to tell you something else.
He wrote the
Wait,
book.
there's a book.
Literally wrote the book on it.
He
on
wrote the
sprouts.
book.
This is a national bestseller.
Doug, I gotta
love
know.
Doug.
What's,
Doug,
you gotta tell
what's-
me, man. What's under
Yes,
the sheet?
Okay, so what I designed is a
Wow.
fully autonomous sprouting robot. You add
course.
water, add the seeds, it pumps it in, and it grows the sprouts, it rinses, it drains. This is one of the reasons why I'm here, is because I've been developing this for 7 years. We have 2 issued U.S. utility patents.
All right, so why don't we get some numbers?
Our total revenue to date since we launched about 18 months ago is $1.5 million.
Whoa!
Doug.
The average order for us is $109,
And this is subscription revenue.
And what
right?
does this bag
Yeah, it's
cost?
recurring.
ranging from $12 to $50 for a 1 pound bag.
Have you made any money off the 1.5 million in sales?
It's a great question. May 2025 was profitable. We had 21.4% net operating margin, made $50,000 last month. Let's grow!
Let's
But
go.
have you paid yourself anything?
No, because I live on sprouts.
And tell us your background.
In 1999, my aunt developed type 2 diabetes, and they chopped off both of her feet below her ankles.
Brutal.
And then my mother died of stomach cancer.
Wow.
And before I could finish grieving the
Sorry.
loss of my mother, my father died of heart disease.
Oh.
And then my brother, he became overweight, obese, diabetic, and that had the first of 3 strokes and 2 heart attacks.
Do you think it's all diet related?
100% it was diet related. So I had my come to sprout moment in 1999. That's when I started Organic Avenue in New York City doing cold pressed juices, raw food,
Okay.
salads, and sprouts. And
That was a retail outlet?
yeah, it was a little, we started off in 125 square foot in the armpit of New York City. And then we ended up having 12 stores.
Wow.
And then we had an 8-figure exit to KKR in 2012.
Wow.
Wow.
Congrats.
What a
That's
story.
a
That's
amazing
great.
story.
Incredible
Phenomenal
story.
Look, let me throw an offer out there. I think you're worth $2 million. I'll give you the $500,000 for 25%.
I will humbly think about that, but
Well, you should, because you may not get another offer.
I think that would be unlikely.
No, that's fine. Why don't you see what else is happening?
You have an incredible entrepreneurial story. The food system in America is bad. It's making us sick. Solutions like this should win. But I don't yet believe sprouts are there. I'm not convinced. I wish you the best. But for that reason, I'm out.
I respect that. You can be a good customer.
Doug, I do believe in the power of sprouts, but I don't see this as an investment that I can really get behind. And for that reason, I'm out.
Thank you so much, Kendra.
You know I love microgreens and sprouts, and I'm a believer in the mission, but I know there are many different options out there for growing sprouts. I'm out.
Thank you, Lori.
All right, your passion, your everything. I'm right in the middle. So I'm going to offer you $500,000 for the same thing, 25%. That's a match for you, Kevin.
Yep, I hear it.
So you got 2 options here between Kevin and I.
I have to say, I love you guys, and I don't feel fully seen. I think that right now.
No, we've seen you. You're good.
You're
I just
amazing.
You're
wanna say-
impressive. You are one of the best entrepreneurs I've seen with exits, history, and a passion. That's the offer that I have.
Doug,
Kevin has
you
an
can
offer.
counter.
The counter that I would do, $500,000, 6.5%.
All right, I'm at 25.
That's a pretty big.
I get it. You're a shark.
Here's what happens when people don't realize when they get a shark. You get 4 or 5 things. You get our funding, right?
Yes.
You get our access to manufacturing. You get our access to celebrities. And you get us on a cap table that helps you raise more money. And you get advertising.
Why don't you
get all
split
of
this deal
stuff.
with me, David? Why don't we go 50-50?
Yeah,
There's
I'll go
enough
50.
meat on the
Still
bone
for
here.
25%.
We're both doing the biohacking,
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
25%?
We'll go in both collectively $500,000 for 25%. That's 12.5 for Kevin, 12.5 for me.
I love the idea of the 2 sharks. I believe that we will do $4 million.
Yes or no to that offer is what we want to hear.
We believe too. That's why we're doing
I
it.
would say the counter offer for $500,000, I would give you 10%.
So we get 5% each.
Kevin, what do you say?
If he gave us 7.5 each,
Kevin, I was very clear. That is my bottom line. I just
I know,
don't
but
want to
Kevin,
waste
Kevin,
your
Kevin,
time.
and I are talking. Give us a minute here.
yeah. So
So
my
you
thought
think that
is-
we deserve the 7.5 times 2, 15, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yes or no?
For you and or Sprout?
I can't, even in my brain, make those numbers work.
You didn't eat your sprouts today.
All right, man.
All right.
Best
Thank you
of
so
luck,
much,
Doug.
everybody.
Thank
All right,
you,
thanks, man.
Doug.
Good luck, and I will be a customer.
Yeah, good
Thank
luck.
you.
Good luck.
When the Sharks get home tonight, after the Sprouts have taken over their brain and their microbiome, the Sharks are going to say, we should have backed that deal, the Sprouting Company.
Next up is a product that combines the function of protein bars with the indulgence of frozen treats.
Hey Sharks, my name is Stephen Longo. I'm from West Orange, New Jersey, and today I'm here seeking $100,000 in exchange for 15% equity in my company. Ugh, it's chilly in here, but you know what? On a hot summer day, there is nothing I crave more than a cold, sweet, satisfying treat. But every time I open up my freezer door, I'm forced into a corner between disgusting wellness or overwhelming indulgence. Today's frozen novelties are either guilty pleasures or downright bland health snacks. Until now. Take a bite out of Orca Bar. Orca Bars combine the creamy indulgence of ice cream with the clean, power-packed ingredients of a protein bar, all wrapped in a velvety, dark chocolate shell. I'm talking low net carbs, low sugar, and fiber fullness for blood sugar balance. And best of all, Sharks, each bar is packed with 15 grams of protein. So replace those dry, chalky protein bars for an Orca Bar for recovery after your workout, or if you're just looking for an energizing pick-me-up and in the mood for a delicious treat. Sharks, you are not gonna wanna pass up on this whale of a deal. So, who's ready to sink their teeth into the future of healthful indulgence with Orca Bar?
I thought you'd never ask.
In front of you guys are our 4 flavors. From left to right, you have our cookies and cream,
Now,
our
does this have
vanilla bean,
lactose? I mean-
our raspberry, and our mint.
Dairy free? Are these dairy free?
They are not, but they are low in lactose. To give
And
you
you
an idea,
use stevia as your sweetener?
the chocolate is actually stevia with erythritol sweetened. Inside, the filling, which is what I've actually created,
Oh, yummy.
is just a regular granulated sugar.
Whoa, this is good.
Thank you very much.
I like your dark chocolate shell.
So
Thank
how
you.
much
That's
sugar?
very
What are
good.
we looking at for sugar?
So
content?
for the vanilla bean, the raspberry, and the mint, you're looking at 5 grams of sugar per full bar. And for the cookies and cream, you're looking at 8.5 grams of sugar, and that's because I roll in a real gluten-free cookie. That was
It's
delicious.
really, really
so
good.
Thank you
This
so
is
much.
my weakness.
It's mine too, actually.
Oh my
Okay, so
gosh. So listen, you've got a great tasting product here.
Thank you.
Tell us about you.
Sure. So I'm a competitive beach volleyball player out on the East Coast. And every time I came off the beach for my training and my workouts, I was constantly looking for something refreshing and restorative. And I was tired of protein bars, I was tired of protein shakes, and I thought to myself, why isn't there something that is refreshingly indulgent, convenient for people to grab, and then much more nutritionally functional for the body to appetize and work through? And that's why I created Orca Bar.
So did you have any background in creating foods, in ice cream?
I have no food science background, but I went out and earned my nutrition coaching certification, where I started working with clients of mine that were looking to lead their lives through healthier eating habits. I started, first of all, just experimenting with my clients, family, and friends until they all convinced me to go and bring this out there.
And how much is a box?
A box right now online is $13.99, and we wholesale it for $10. It costs about $5.
And retail is how much?
Anywhere between $14.99 a box and around $18.99 a box.
Oh, you guys
So
are
you're
premium.
in the high end
We
right
are
now.
on the high end, but I think what's unique about this product is our ability to straddle both the frozen novelty market as well as the protein bar market.
So
you have
if
to
you're in
ship
the
this
grocery
in
store,
a package with dry ice,
That's
right?
correct, yeah.
It's very expensive.
That's correct, yeah.
Long
If they were,
term, it's going to have to be through like actual retailers. D2C ice cream is going to be a hard business to grow to scale, right?
absolutely, yeah.
So what's your plan for getting into the big chains and
Yeah, so to
winning
give
at
you an
retail?
idea, right now, 30% of our sales right now is direct to consumer online, and 70% is still through the retail relationships that I've been able to build.
what are the retailers that you're
Yeah,
in?
so we're primarily in mostly gym facilities, as well as some of the smaller vitamin and supplement shops in the area.
Listen, this is scary business. You're making it for $5 and trying to sell it for around $10, and then the retailer is retailing it for anywhere from $14 to $18.
That's correct.
Now, traditional retail usually says, you sell it to me for $10, I'm selling it at least double that, 20 and change. So you're gonna have to back into that price, so you're gonna become $30 for a box of ice cream, right?
Absolutely, understood. Right now, part of the reason why I'm here is because I've identified a unique piece of manufacturing equipment that I can bring in. We have the ability to still scale in-house and retain some of that margin while we
But
grow.
let's talk about this year. What are you going to do in sales under your most optimistic scenario?
This year to date, we've done about $35,000 in sales, and I'm thinking that we should get to somewhere between $80,000 and $100,000 by the end of the calendar year.
So, this is the story of a great idea that's really small, particularly for the freezer space, which is so competitive. Have you talked to Whole Foods? What have you actually, or anybody, I don't care if it's Whole Foods.
No, we do actually have our proposal on the desk of the regional buyer for one of the largest vitamin and supplement shops in the country.
You're going more towards the protein
That
bar.
is what's so special about this product, is the ability to go mainstream grocery, but also the ability to go into the gyms.
I gotta tell you, Steven, so it really is the best thing I've tasted in this category, but I'm a little concerned about having refrigerated shipping, smaller margins at the moment, so I'm out.
Okay, Steven, the product's excellent. Everybody agrees.
It's a great product.
So delicious.
Nothing wrong with you, nothing wrong with the product. It's just the stage you're at. Look, good luck with this journey. I'm not going to be part of it. I'm out.
It is a cool brand. Your story is impressive. I love seeing the grit. I still remember hand mailing merch to our first 1,000 Reddit customers, going to the post office. You're doing all the right things from a great place. Food is not my specialty. I know where my limitations are, and I'm out, but I am cheering for you. I'll be a customer.
Okay, so I'm worried where you're at, right? I mean, this is a very, 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 very early stage, and I think
Absolutely.
you still have a lot to learn about how you're going to sell this, where you're going to sell it, what's the best way to distribute it, right? But I love the product. I absolutely adore you, and I wish you the best of luck, but unfortunately, I'm out.
Thank you.
Am I the one left?
You are, Lori.
I am your
and-
Orchette. Listen, I'll tell you something. I know this world, right? I can get you into grocery nationwide.
I know you can.
Because I have somehow wound up to be like the grocery queen. So, I'm gonna give you an offer. You came in 100K for 15%. You know I'm gonna have to really get in there and work with you.
I know, and I'm ready to work
So
too.
I'll give you the
All right, here comes the
100,000.
blood-sucking offer.
No, it's not blood sucking.
Bring it on.
It's worth it. I want to be a third partner. So 33 1/3%, the $100,000, but I will take you to the moon.
Oh, that's
so
a blood-sucking
you,
offer.
it's
That's
not.
an
It's
Orca
not.
offer.
I want to
Watching
be.
that Orca
I
turn
want to
around
be
to
a
come and
third
eat
partner.
Lori.
I'm leaving you with 2/3 of your company, but I'm going to be there with you, every step of the way.
That's a little high. Would you do 20% equity for $100,000?
I would do 25.
Lori, I work harder than anybody.
I know you do.
I drive across the country to do this.
That's why I'm giving you an offer. I'll tell you something. Frozen Farmer, which was a company that I did a deal with, done over 60 million in sales.
Can you do 22.5% and you have a deal?
25 and we have a deal.
22.5%.
25 and we have a deal. 25,
So we're talking 3%. If you're that close,
it's gonna be worth it.
Okay, you have a deal.
I want this in my Kroger, so thank you, Lori.
Thank you so much.
You're so
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
It's so
Really,
good.
This is great, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Let's go! Let's go! Yes! I cannot believe that I just got a deal with Lori. I mean, she is the queen of bringing a product like this to market. Her teams are going to do an amazing job. And all I want to do is call my family and tell them what just happened because I can't believe it.
Next up is an inclusive innovation in travel.
Hello, Sharks. Welcome aboard Retrieve Air Flight 2550. I'm your captain, Benton Miller, founder and CEO.
And I'm Mark Williams, your co-pilot and co-founder. We're here today seeking $500,000 for a 5% equity stake in our company.
Sharks, today we believe we have clear skies, some minor turbulence mainly from Mr. Wonderful, and a smooth landing right into a great investment opportunity.
But before we depart, please ensure that you and your personal items are safely secured.
Now, Sharks, we're not talking about your luggage. We're talking about your VIPs. You guessed it, your very important pets.
Oh.
We believe your furry friend does not belong in the cargo hold like a suitcase. They belong in the seat right next to you.
Introducing Retrieve Air, a public charter air service designed specifically for pets and pet parents.
Unlike other charter operators, Retrieve Air is a pet-first experience with complimentary treats, fresh water, and a safe, comfortable environment.
Now, don't worry, we take care of the pet parents too. We have free beverages, free snacks, but most importantly, the peace of mind of knowing their furry best friend is right beside them.
Traveling with a pet that's often mistaken for a small horse? No worries. At Retrieve Air, we accept dogs of all sizes. And Sharks, we're not just for luxury travelers like yourselves. We've designed Retrieve Air with a balance of cost and comfort.
So as we reach our cruising altitude today, who's ready to join us and welcome the world aboard Retrieve Air?
You had me the minute
You
the
are now
dogs
free
walked
to
in.
miss.
The minute the dogs walked in, I'm like, I'm in. What do I have to do? I have 8 dogs.
Whoa.
Yeah.
8.
Can you guys explain it? What's the business model?
The model is we're a public charter operator, so we don't own the airplanes, nor do we operate them. So we have a great partner in RVR Aviation that has all that.
So you're linking into already existing charter jet services?
So we've chartered the entire aircraft from RVR Aviation. It's a 30-seat Embraer aircraft.
So you only have one?
They have 4, but we're operating 1 aircraft right now. We've actually done 10 flights already. We started flying at the end of last month from LA to Denver to Chicago to New York to Fort Lauderdale.
Whoa, really?
And back. And we fly from private terminals. So it's an opportunity for the dogs every couple hours to get out and relieve themselves and get back on the plane.
Oh, so
But
they
they
can pick
have
up.
to
They can pick up
stop.
different legs.
Correct.
So I've got a 90-pound Boucheron. I love my girl,
Yeah.
Adora. Now she's a big dog.
Yeah.
My wife's got like a 4-pound Yorkie Terrier, which I think is a cat technically, but clearly dog owners, large and small, who desperately want to travel with their pets and don't put them down as luggage.
Correct.
What does it cost relative to a normal flight?
So our average ticket price is $775 per sector.
The dog pays $775 too?
Depending on how you fly, you can choose to have the dog at your feet at no charge, or you can choose to purchase a seat for your dog in addition to the seat for your
cat.
Oh, so,
or cat.
Or
so any animal that doesn't go on a seat is no charge.
Correct.
To make this really simple, a seat is $775 per segment.
Yes.
How often is this happening if there's only one plane?
We run basically an out and back. So one day we go from LA to New York and then down to Fort Lauderdale, and the next day we go all the way back, and then we're testing out different markets. So
And
on
you're
the
doing this
other
every
distance.
single day.
Every week, 2 days a week.
What's your background?
My background's been in sales, so graduated with a professional selling degree, and then from there went directly as a sales rep for 3M, and then I became the youngest regional sales managers in company history.
I've been in the aviation industry for 30 years. In 2004, I started an airline in Canada.
What was it called?
Sunwing.
I remember that.
So Sunwing grew from one airplane in 2004 to 40 airplanes and $1 billion of revenue. And in 2022, the airline was sold to WestJet.
Got it.
So we grew to the 4th largest airline in Canada and then sold it to WestJet.
Make any money?
Yes.
What brought you out of retirement to do this again?
So I was happily retired, and through a mutual friend of Benton's, he got me in touch with Benton, who had this, what I thought was at first was a crazy idea of having an airline for dogs. But the more I got involved in this, the more I thought, it's not such a crazy idea. There's actually a market for this, and I think we could make this work.
Did you invest any dough in the deal yourself?
I put in $700,000.
Whoa.
Wow.
Good, you believe in it.
All right, guys. I'm not sure you're profitable yet, but
Correct.
nothing really proprietary about this.
Yep.
So bring it on. Why are you worth $10 million?
So ticket sales, we've hit over $550,000.
Wow.
Month over month, we're
Impressive.
increasing about 133% each month now. So we're projecting at the end of June to finish around $775,000 in ticket sales.
And then what are the margins on that?
Our average margins per ticket is roughly around 44%.
We've been operating below 50% load factor right now. We've structured an hourly agreement with the airline. We're required to fly a minimum of 100 hours a month.
Okay, guys, I'm going to make you an offer. I'll give you the $500K for 20%. I like this because I meet so many people with canines bitching about the same problems you're talking about. It's a brilliant solution.
I just had surgery on my leg, and I need to grab a stool if you
Yeah,
don't
no
mind.
problem.
So I'm just
No
going
worries.
to.
No problem. Do you have competitors?
The main competitor would be Bark Air, and the ticket cost is roughly $8,000.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
So listen, I think I have an offer as well. I'll give you the $500,000 for 25%.
Thank you. So if I'm
Do
here
I
to
hear
say
30? Do I hear 30?
So, out of all the trips that you've done, how much at the end of the day did you put in the bank?
So we have not made money at this point. We didn't expect to. Again, just getting our name out. And right now, the burn rate is about $70,000 or $80,000 a week.
A week?
Yes.
Let's say you got to 80% capacity, 85%. Would you break even there?
break even at 50%.
Why would you be burning that much a week? That's almost $300,000 a month.
Because their flights aren't full. Is that
So
why?
the flight itself, because we've been operating and we're new, our load factors are in about a third to 40%. We have flights, actually the flight we're selling in next week is going to be over 50%, so that would be our first profitable flight. But until we get our name out there and people understand the market, we have to understand we're going to be losing a bit of money.
You don't have to do that. It's doing it a little slower.
You do have two offers.
No,
The other
hold on.
sharks.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Hold on.
All sharks are still in. Benton and Mark have two offers on the table from Kevin and Damon for their airline for pets, Retrieve Air. But their big losses are making Damon have doubts.
How long would you expect to burn $300,000 every single month?
I think to the end of this year, right?
Correct.
Is roughly when we
How are you going to predict that?
right now, just taking our continued growth that we have in the awareness and the ticket sales that we're seeing.
I'm going to take my offer off the table. I'm out.
Oh,
Look, you guys, first of all, I'm obsessed because I am the biggest dog lover, and it's taking everything in my power not to get up and love on those dogs right now, let me tell you.
Yeah.
But I am scared about this burn rate. I'm scared about just the build and what it's going to take. I just don't think this is the right thing. I think you've got an incredible offer on the table with Kevin right now.
Yeah.
For that reason, I'm out.
Thanks, Kendra.
Yeah.
All right. Look, I love the concept. And as the Reddit guy, like I've seen lots of stories like this go viral and do numbers. And I do think there's a demand here that's more accessible to the people than the elite Bark version.
Yep.
Mr. Wonderful gave you a not so wonderful deal. What was it, $500K for 20%?
20%.
well, the reason that is, you may be Mr. Reddit guy, but I'm Mr. Wonderful. There's only one Mr. Wonderful.
I can't argue with that, but I would offer you all $500K for 15%.
Wow. Okay.
Ooh, a better offer.
All right.
What I like about this, like I said, proud dog papa, and there are so many people, especially in my generation, millennials, who have put off having children because of the cost, because of the list of 100 reasons. They've made their pets, often their dogs, yes, their cats too, such a priority in their lives that this to me is a no-brainer, especially for this demo and this audience. And I'd love to help you all bring it to more people, because it shouldn't just be the wealthy that can get to do this comfortably.
Agreed.
I agree.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, guys. I think it's very, very appealing, but you have a lot to work out. I wish you good luck, but I'm going to go out on this one.
Thanks, Laura. Appreciate it.
All right.
However, you do have 2 offers.
Would you all be interested in going in together?
Oh.
Would that be a
I'm
possibility?
not doing it for less than 10%. So if we go in together, it's got to be.
We'll do $2 million for 20.
No, that's not happening. If you want to go 50-50, we'll give you the $500K, $250 each, but we want 10% each. I mean, I got to get up in the morning and worry about the dogs.
Yeah. Okay. So
2 sharks.
yeah, I think that may be a little tough with the percentage for us, right? Especially we're going in a round right now. We're talking to others that they're evaluating.
Yeah, but they're not sharks.
You got a counter?
I'm not doing it for less than 10. I have 0 flexibility, so.
Yeah, look, my offer still stands. I would still
do
love
that
to do
one
this deal
alone.
with you, but for only 15%, I bring to bear all the experience I have, obviously building Reddit, and in particular, I've seen plenty of businesses like y'all's that touch a nerve, and I can see the viral mimetic energy with this, and with the right storytelling, I think those planes are very, very full, very, very quickly.
Yeah, agreed. Would you go up on the dollar amount to have the equity at that 15%?
How about 776K?
776.
Yeah, keep it on brand for my venture fund.
Yeah.
10? Would you do it for 10?
For 10%?
Yeah.
You went up
Come
a
on, I
lot of
just
money,
went up.
guys.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Right?
Yeah, don't get greedy now.
What do you think? Deal.
Done.
Wow.
There you go.
Oh, how you doing, brother?
Thank you.
Dude, come here.
Yeah.
Come here.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Very excited.
Very excited.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Here.
Thank you.
Brother?
There we go.
Awesome. Wow.
With Alexis on board, the sky is absolutely the limit. Like, it's so exciting to have him. His background is perfect for us. His ability, what he's done with Reddit and how he grew Reddit and really got the name out there, that's exactly what we need to be able to get our name out there to also make another company that's $1 billion.
Next time on Shark Tank, former Shark Tank entrepreneur Allison Ellsworth returns to the tank, this time as a shark, after selling her healthy soda brand Poppy for $1.95 billion.
I came in here and I got a deal for 25% and it changed my life.
I'm here to make a deal today.
We'll actually probably go out of business.
No. Oh, my God.
I'm 100% right.
He's so 100% wrong.
Rude.
I'll make you an offer. I didn't see that one coming.
I got sharked on Shark Tank.